Well, right. I like yours. Oh, Pete, we have company. Hi, it's Miss Jo from the Winfield Public Library. Pete and this is my buddy Pete the cat, and we were just talking about, we were admiring each other's buttons. He has 4 groovy buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I too have 4 groovy buttons on my shirt. And so we were just having a good old time talking about buttons. And then it dawned on us, I don't know if you know that Pete the cat is kind of famous when it comes to his buttons. There's a whole book called Pete the Cat and his 4 groovy buttons. And if you're in the Winfield area and you're watching this video between April 22nd and May 22nd of 2021, you can go to Island Park and read this book at our story walk, the Winfield Public Library story walk at Island Park. So if you're watching this video sometime soon, you need to go check out the story walk. And if it's after May 22nd, well, don't worry, there's still going to be a great book at our story walk. But today, Pete and I are going to read Pete the Cat and his 4 groovy buttons. What do you think, Pete? Show me, I put you in a comfy spot? He just loves this book. I mean, we all do. How can you not love Pete the Cat? So here's Pete the Cat. And this book was the character and all the pictures were done by James Dean. And the story, the words, by Eric Litwin. You open it up and we get to see all the colorful buttons. And a little barcode for the Winfield Public Library. And this particular book has been well loved by people in the community. It has definitely checked out a few times. This is Pete the Cat and his 4 groovy buttons. And I would love to thank HarperCollins Publishers for the opportunity to share this book with you all today. And here we open it up. And what? Is that a little birdie with a nest of eggs? Wait, those aren't eggs. Those are buttons. Even the bird has buttons in the little nest. And there's Pete the Cat. Here we go. Are you all comfy and ready? So here we open up and we've got a lot going on in this picture. So I'm just going to take you on a quick little tour. First, we've got Pete the Cat and his little jacket. And you can see his buttons right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have a clock. And if you look at the clock, the short arm, oh, sorry, it's hard for me to figure out where to put my finger on these cameras. Okay, so we see the short arm on the number 8 and the long arm on the 12, which means it's 8 o'clock. And I'm guessing 8 o'clock in the morning because of the sun shining brightly out the window. And we see a tree. It's a beautiful day. Pete the Cat put on his favorite shirt with 4 big, colorful, round, groovy buttons. He loved his buttons so much, he sang this song. And you see the number 4 right here? He's thinking about the number 4. See those little the little bubbles? It means he's thinking about it. You ready to hear a song? It goes a little bit like this. Oh, still thinking about the number 4. He's singing, my buttons, my 4 groovy buttons, my buttons, my 4 groovy buttons. Oh, look, Pete's rocking out. Just can't help yourself. You gotta dance when you hear that, right? Oh! Boop! Oh no! Okay, I'm gonna need you all to say oh no with me. Are you ready? So I'm gonna count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh no! Pop! You see that P-O-P, pop! One of the buttons popped off and rolled away. Now, how many buttons are left? So we gotta give them a count. 1, 2, 3. Oh! We figured it out, and look, we were right. It's 3! The big number 3. 4 minus 1 is 3. And here he is with his 3 buttons. 1, 2, 3. Oh, look, now he's thinking about the number 3. And you know what else he's thinking? He's thinking, Groovy. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing a song. My 3 groovy buttons. My 3 groovy buttons. Sorry, Pete. I just... Say it with me. Oh no! Pop! Another button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? Can you count them? Let's see. We see 1, 2. 2 buttons. Let's see if we're right. Oh, we're right! Look, there's the big number 2 right there. 3 minus 1 is 2. We had 3 buttons. We lost 1. And so now we have 2. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing a song. My 2 groovy buttons. My 2 groovy buttons. Thank you, Pete. Isn't Pete fun to watch dance? And look, we're getting a little ice cream cone from the little ice cream cat. But pop! Oh no! Oh, you want to say it with me? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh no! Another button popped off and rolled away. So now how many buttons are left? Let's have a good look at that jacket. I only see 1 button. He's down to 1 button, guys. Oh, we were right. There's a big number 1 right there. 2 minus 1 equals 1. So we had 2 buttons, and then we lost 1. And so we have 1 button left. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing a song. My 1 groovy button, my 1 groovy button. Pop! And now you know what we have to say when it pops off. Oh no! The last button popped off and rolled away. So how many buttons are left? 0! I like the number 0 because the word 0 starts with a letter Z. And I just love the letter Z. It's a fun letter to say. Z. Z. So we had 1, and then we lost it, and now we have none. 0. Did Pete cry? Goodness no! Buttons come and buttons go. Pete looked down at his buttonless shirt, and what do you think he saw? Well, he saw his belly button. Is he right there? Do you have a belly button? We all do, don't we? And he kept on singing a song. Oh, and look, he also says, it's all good. My button, still have my belly button. My button, still have my belly button. He'll always have his belly button, so he'll always have at least 1. I guess it simply goes to show that stuff will come and stuff will go. But do we cry? Goodness no! We keep on singing. And look. Brrr, 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 brrr. All of those buttons. Oh, and they still are going. Buttons come and buttons go. And that's the end of that story. Isn't that a good one? I just love it so much, Pete. Don't you love that story? I know. Well, I hope you had fun sharing the story with us today. And here in a second, we're going to read this one. So look for that next on this channel that you're on. And if it's between April 22nd and May 22nd, go to Island Park and check out our story walk book. You can play while you're there, right, Pete? I hope you all have a groovy day. Miss Jo loves ya. Oh, and so does Pete the cat. We'll see you later.